Donald Trump says land strikes on Venezuela coming soon.
Inauguration of high-performance battery manufacturer in Hoang, Industrial Park, Nghệ An.
Flower season for Vietnamese Lunar New Year.
Hello everyone, you're watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Đăng. Let's get started. U.S. President Donald Trump once again threatened to launch ground operations in Venezuela amid his administration's impositions of new sanctions targeting ships and shipping companies involved in the country's oil sector.
It's been an interesting day.
Speaking to reporters at the White House, President Donald Trump declared, "It will soon begin on land." When asked whether the campaign against Venezuela is still focused on drugs or has expanded to include oil, President Trump claimed that drug trafficking by sea has decreased by 92%. These latest moves come after the U.S. seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela earlier this week. Meanwhile, on December 12th, Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino López condemned the U.S. seizure of the oil tanker off the coast of his country.
The European Union has agreed to freeze 210 billion euros in Russian central bank assets with no end date. The decision brings the EU closer to providing long-term financial support to Kyiv as the war enters its fourth year.
This decision aims to eliminate political risks as some member states with closer ties to Moscow, such as Hungary or Slovakia, continue to threaten to veto extensions of the freeze on Russian assets and force the EU to return them. The move is also a crucial step in removing legal barriers to using these funds to support Ukraine. The EU considers the conflict in Ukraine a direct threat to the bloc's security and aims to maintain Kyiv's financial capacity in the coming period. The indefinite freeze is expected to boost plans to lend Ukraine up to 165 billion euros between 2026 and 2027, covering both military and civilian needs. Ukraine will only have to repay the loan once Russia pays war reparations.
On the morning of December 13, Tuyen Group held a ribbon-cutting ceremony and officially launched operations at its high-performance battery manufacturing plant in Hoang Industrial Park.
The high-performance battery manufacturing plant project by Tuyen Group, Vietnam, Co-Ows, La Soudal, has a total investment of $39.2 million USD. The project primarily produces and distributes high-performance batteries for electric motorcycles and industrial energy storage, supporting the operation of smart grids and the development of renewable energy. The annual production capacity is approximately 93,000 products, equivalent to 580 tons a year. At the ceremony, leader of Nghệ An province emphasized that the inauguration ceremony is proof of the strong cooperative relationship between Nghệ An province and foreign investors, aiming for the development of high-tech industries, forming and promoting the development of supporting industry ecosystems, and enhancing the province's industrial production capacity. This positively contributes to economic growth, creates momentum for Nghệ An to achieve rapid and sustainable development goals, and generates many high-quality employment opportunities for the locality.
Coming up next are some related news.
The Ministry of Science and Technology has announced the Vietnam Innovation Startup Ecosystem Panorama Report 2025. The report shows that, after more than 10 years of formation, the ecosystem has entered a deep and comprehensive development phase with strong integration. Vietnam currently has over 4,000 startups, valued at $36 billion. Vietnam has become an attractive technology investment destination in Southeast Asia. AI is considered one of the 8 strategic priority fields for building a sustainable startup ecosystem. According to the Phang Xipang project, the national incubation platform, Vietnam aims to increase the success rate of startups to 10 to 15% by 2030, with the support of AI, blockchain, and big data. This is not just a technology story, but also a long-term strategy for Vietnam to become a leading innovative startup hub in Southeast Asia.
After 6 months of closure for runway repairs, Vinh Airport will resume operations from December 19th, with many new technologies, including a biometric identification system to shorten check-in time and increase safety. Vinh International Airport has just coordinated with Vietjet Air, the air traffic control tower, Nghệ An Police, and relevant units to organize the experimental flight, VJ-25. The entire process from check-in, security screening, to boarding was test-operated according to the new standard, in preparation for official operation starting December 19th. Passengers on the flight experienced biometric identification at the check-in gates and security area. The technology allows the system to authenticate identity faster than traditional document verification.
Tuyen Quang Province, in coordination with the Ministry of Industry and Trade, held the opening ceremony of the 2025 Vietnam-China International Trade Fair on December 12th. The fair is an important event to concretize the results of cooperation between border provinces of Vietnam and China, opening up new spaces for linkages in trade, tourism, logistics, and investment. This year's fair featured over 240 booths, representing various sectors where both sides excel, such as agricultural products, food, medicinal herbs, consumer goods, and O-copy products, while also promoting the industrial and logistics potential of Tuyen Quang. The fair is a testament to the coordinated efforts to promote trade through a rotational mechanism, expanding cooperation opportunities in many fields. The event is scheduled to run until December 17th.
The end of the year is always a busy time in farming areas as the market prepares for the Tet holiday. Farmers begin a new stage of flower growing. Each new green shoot brings hope for a good spring. For many families, growing flowers is not only for the Tet market, but also their main source of income and future hopes.
In the final days of the year, across many flower fields, the new season has begun with rows of plants that barely reach ankle height. Every young green shoot is a promise of the coming spring, and also the start of a long growing season. For farmers, cultivating flowers is not just about bringing color to Tet, Lunar New Year. It's a choice for a more stable income source compared to the familiar crops they grew before. On a flower bed like this, if I planted corn, I would only get one plant every 35 centimeters, and only 2 rows. A sweet corn cob is only 7,000 VND on the market. But with flowers, the rows are 12 centimeters apart, with 10 plants per row. If the plants are beautiful and I sell them at a good time, one plant can fetch up to 5,000 VND. Despite better economic efficiency, this year's flower season began amidst many uncertainties. Consecutive rain and storms since mid-August made the soil difficult to work, forcing many households to plant later than in previous years. When planting late, the biggest concern is not just pests, but whether the flowers will bloom in time for Lunar New Year.
Every year, we plant flowers from September 15th to 20th. But this year, there were many storms and rain, making the soil hard to prepare. People planted late, and we are worried the flowers won't be ready for Tet. When the plants get a little bigger, we have to pump growth stimulants to make them taller and bud. Then we have to stimulate the buds to fully bloom into flowers.
During the stage when the plants are growing tall, caring for the flowers can hardly afford a day off. With this Tet flower variety, every step of care must be meticulous. From maintaining moisture, watering on time, to spraying stimulants so the plants grow uniformly tall and bud in the right phase. Just one strong gust of wind, or the plants leaning toward the sun, and the whole Tet season could be out of sync. As soon as the flowers start to bloom, we have to stake them and tie them up. If the plant bends in the sun, it will warp, and the flowers won't look good. Sometimes customers buy them directly from the garden. Otherwise, we supply them to museums. The flower beds are only a faint green in the morning mist right now, but for the growers, the Tet season has truly begun. Every green shoot is not just a crop, but also the hope for a prosperous Tet and a new year starting with the most beautiful things.
This is the end of the show today. Thank you for watching.